The digital production buzz at the 2015 NAB Show is made possible by supporting sponsors. Shutterstock, a global marketplace for royalty-free images and videos. With over 2 million royalty-free HD and 4K video clips, Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. And by One Beyond, leaders in digital video systems for streaming, archive, and storage. Additional sponsors include LarryJordan.com, helping media pros find work, improve their skills, and keep clients happy.
Beaming live from the 2015 NAB Show in Las Vegas. Media, technology, news, insight. Connecting media professionals around the globe. This is the NAB Show BuZZ Live.
And we are knee-deep in Day 3 at the NAB Show for 2015. My name is Larry Jordan, and this is the Digital Production Buzz, the world's longest-running podcast covering media production, post-production, and distribution around the world. We are surrounded by some of the finest technology in the planet, and what's cool is they're all coming here to the Buzz to tell you what the latest news is and how you can plan your future. In fact, on today's show, we're going to be meeting with Pat Grosswendt. He's the co-founder and chief technical advisor to Litepanels. When you want to know about lighting, you need to talk to Pat. Then we'll meet with Ric Viers, who is a sound designer and the founder, for that matter, of BlastwaveFX. The BlastwaveFX library of products is the largest library in wait till you hear Rick talk. It's just amazing. Then we meet with Neal Laneville. He's a product manager for Anton Bauer. Having great cameras and great lenses and great equipment isn't any value unless you got great power, and that's where Anton Bauer comes in. And we're going to wrap up talking with Jeffrey Stansfield, the owner of Advantage Video Systems, that help put all this gear into one spot and make it work. It's an amazing show on the Digital Production Buzz. We're live at NAB 2015. Back in a minute. This is Larry Jordan. I'd like to introduce you to one of our sponsors, Shutterstock.com. They're a global marketplace for royalty-free images, videos, and music. Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. Whether it's for your website, a publication, an ad, video, or any other type of project, you can choose from over 2 million royalty-free HD, even 4K stock video clips. These include time-lapses, aerials, green screens, and model-released video. Take 25% off your first purchase. Go to Shutterstock.com and use offer code NABBuzz15. That's NABBUZZ15. And if you're attending NAB in person, visit Shutterstock at booth C1727 in the Central Hall. It's all at Shutterstock.com. Litepanels revolutionized the world of LED lighting. In fact, it was so incredible it won an Emmy Award. And one of the co-founders and the chief technology advisor to Litepanels is Pat Grosswendt. And Pat, it's wonderful to invite you back to the booth. It's like the 4th or 5th year we've been together, and it's always fun talking to you. Thanks.
I love it when I come here, Larry. I get a chance to sit and relax.
Yes, I know. It's the comfy chairs, really. It's not the company. What's Litepanels up to these days?
Well, we've got a great show this year. We've got a great new booth layout for the Vitek Group, and anybody that's listening that's here right now, I urge you to come and see it. It's a great wandering path through so many great companies, and there's a number of new companies, as you're aware of, with the recent acquisitions. And our booth has got some new products. They've got the Astra, which we introduced at Cinegear.
Now, what's that?
The Astra is a unit that's a 1x1 replacement, so it's 4 times brighter than the existing 1x1 that people know about or use or have.
Now, when you say 4 times brighter, we're using different LEDs, and so therefore the LEDs are more efficient, or they're using more power, generating more heat. What's our trade-off here?
Well, the benefit is it's still the high quality of luminance, color, and light output that people have known our products for, but the way we're able to achieve 4 times brighter is by a new LED technology that we're incorporating. It's a surface mount, but it's not just a standard surface mount. It's our own specifically designed LED, and then a lensing that actually captures 98% of the light emitted from that chip out through the lensing. So that's what makes it so spectacular.
You know, one of the things I was reflecting, because we had another LED lighting manufacturer in a couple days ago chatting in a booth, there was a lot of issues a couple years ago about licensing, and people were worried about the future of LED technology. Has all of that been resolved between the manufacturers so people don't need to worry about buying LED lights anymore?
Well, I don't really get involved in that part of the business, as you know, Larry. I'm actually chief
technology person.
Well, I've had a number of titles since I've been involved with light panels, but I'm their senior sales specialist, and my territories are all the Americas, all of Asia Pacific, Japan, and all of China. So I get a time to go out and travel. And what we're looking at from my viewpoint is bringing to the customers the best option available for them to review and make a decision on.
So what we've got is we've got brighter LEDs. Are they generating more heat? Because that was one of the big advantages of LEDs over traditional tungsten lights. And they also used a lot less power. Are we seeing power needs are going up as we're getting these brighter units?
Well, with that, we've got Anton Bauer always as the battery of choice. So when you're looking at energy consumption for any light or camera, we turn to our sister company. But the thing that's really exciting about the booth this year, as I said earlier on, we have the 4x output Astra bicolor at Cinegear where we launched it. This year at NAB, we're launching the family of Astras. So what we've done is created a priced light output. So equal to an existing 1x1 that people are familiar with, we have a significant savings where the units start at $660. And we go through a family 2X bicolor or mono all the way up to the 4X. The 4X is $1,500. So we've really characterized, again, the real benefit of LED technology with the best quality of light, color, and output, and designed for output and budget at the same time. So this family has really made a big difference in the attendees that have been coming by the booth.
But Light Panels is a big company. Is Astra the only new product that you've got this year?
I am so glad you asked, because it isn't. What's really been, and I'm going to clear my throat, sorry audio team, I'm going to point out to the new product that we launched here, which is called the Caliber, and it's a 3-light kit that is focusable Fresnel, and it comes either with static power operation or AA operation, and it puts out a tremendous amount of light, focusable from flood to spot, doors, stand, pogo legs, I think some people call them gorilla pods. And the benefit of that is that whole kit is $995 list price. So we're showing some
3 lights plus necessary equipment in a portable kit for $999. Should I hear that right?
Yes, you did, including a baby stand and a swivel hot shoe mount. So the benefit of this product is for a lot of people in the emerging markets, web studios, education, individual videographers. It really is a great tool that they like so much. They want to know if it's a single unit available. And we're going to approach that question as we finish NAB and go back to the office and see how we can offer up all the solutions to the customers that have seen it.
Now, when Astra is bicolor, because LEDs tend to be daylight, and now we're seeing increasing tungsten value lights come in. And bicolor means we can vary the amount of color temperature by a dial on the back of the light.
Correct.
And we're seeing more of those come in. Astra's bicolor. Are the Caliber lights, is that the name?
Yeah, Caliber is daylight based with a snap-on filter ring that'll hold the gels that are included in the kit. And going back to the Astra family includes bicolor, mono daylight, or mono tungsten. So
you can
there's an option, because a lot of people have a studio environment that is a traditional legacy of tungsten light, and they want to start replacing some of the energy consumption.
Our new studio that we just built and are in the process of continuing to get to function, we got to talk about lighting at some point. Anyway,
yes, what is that subject?
We are all tungsten based, so having a tungsten LED makes our life a lot easier because I can integrate it with the tungsten lights that I've already got.
Well, I want to point you to the opportunity that someday you're going to want to go to daylight, because daylight is a better color rendering for the chips and the monitors, because they're all based around 6,000. So if you're going to start something new, I'd love to point you towards daylight. We could talk to it offline.
Now, wait. Just say that again, because there's a lot of filmmakers watching. If they have the choice, it's better to work with daylight lights with current today's cameras?
Absolutely. The chips love daylight as a color rendering, and monitors at home on computers, where a lot of people are watching things streaming or what have you, and pads, all those are a 6,000 Kelvin balance. The reason so many people are still involved in tungsten is because tungsten was what they inherited. But we know from other countries that have been using daylight for that spectrum value that a lot of the new cameras love to have that spectrum available to them instead of tungsten. Tungsten has a tendency to mute with red. And so the value is you're not having an image that's muted, you're actually getting a true representation of skin tone and colors, back or set, or monitors, which a lot of productions actually include in the shot.
That's very cool. Pat Grosswendt is the Chief Technical Consultant.
Senior Product Specialist, thank you.
And the Senior Product Specialist for Litepanels. Their website is Litepanels, LITEPANELS.com. Pat, thanks for joining us today.
I love it.
Beyond loaned us the video gear we're using to present the BuZZ at NAB. We're using 3 One Beyond StreamCam PTZs for our live cameras and the One Beyond Stream Machine Pro to switch, add titles, encode, stream live, even record the show for later posting. The Stream Machine is portable, the size of a briefcase with a convenient handle, built-in screen, and keyboard. It includes 4 HD SDI inputs, so it's easy to set up anywhere and begin broadcasting. This one unit replaces all the gear used in the traditional switcher, recorder, encoder configuration. Also new at the show, the One Beyond StreamCam Auto Tracker. The Auto Tracker automatically follows a speaker with no camera operator required. One Beyond has a new way to experience a multicam event online. The One Beyond U-Switch player lets the viewer switch between cameras in their browser, live, as they watch. See all of these at onebeyond.com. BlastwaveFX develops next-generation HD sound effects libraries for professional audio production. It says so right here on the script. But the important part of BlastwaveFX is not the name of the company, but the guy behind the name, and that's Ric Viers, the sound designer and founder of BlastwaveFX. Ric, welcome back. It's always good to have you with us.
I'm happy to be here.
How would you describe your company?
We are an all HD sound effects company.
Now, wait a minute. This HD business, our ears don't hear more frequencies. What's HD when it comes to sound?
Well, HD for us means 2 things. I mean, first, obviously, there's the technical specs. So we record everything and deliver everything at 24-bit, 96K. And but it also means, you know, for us, it's synonymous with the purity of the sound effects that we're producing and creating. So we look for the utmost clean sounds that we can find or that we can create. And we deliver that because our customers are not really looking for sound clips, although there is a large part of that, but they're looking for things that they can use to design and create their own stuff. So our core, I wouldn't even call them customers. I would call them more fans. I think our fan base is looking for, you know, kind of like paint, you know, sonic paint, if so to speak, so that they can create their own art versus just saying, oh, I need this sound. Let me just drag it on the timeline right out of a library. We give them elements so they can take several different, you know, sounds and put them together and create something unique, something that no one's heard before.
And there, because you're mixing and matching and really messing with the sound itself, having the additional bits in the 96K sample rate, the additional samples, allows greater manipulation of the sound.
Correct, yeah.
Now, just to clarify, because I want to make sure my understanding is correct, bit depth determines dynamic range. So the difference between the softest and the loudest passages of a sound increases as bit depth increases from 8 to 16 to 24. sample rate determines frequency response.
Correct.
Now, a question that I get asked a lot is, at what point do videographers who are recording sound care about sample rate? Because as sample rate increases, file size significantly increase. So when is it okay to record 48K samples, and when is it okay or needed to record more?
Well, there's two things. I mean, first off, for dialogue, 48K, you're doing great. I don't think that there's a need to go above that, at least right now. I'm sure there'll be a reason or somebody to come out with something different in the future. But right now, I think 48K, you're safe. The 96K works for us. We're thinking about our fans. We're thinking about the sound designers. We're thinking about the guys that are going to say, okay, I've got to win, a 10-second clip. I want to slow it down, make it a 20-second clip, so I got to lower the pitch. Well, we've got extra samples now. So when we take 96K and we've, stretched out, to double the length, now we have a file that's got 48K in there. So you've got that same information so that when you stretch it down, you're not losing, fidelity, so to speak. Although there is some, but by and large.
Now, a couple days ago, we had on this very show, sitting in that very chair, Brian Niemans, who's the CEO of Sound Ideas. And Brian said that he has the world's largest library of sound effects. And I said, no, you don't. BlastwaveFX has the largest. He said, no, we have the largest library. So settle this. Who's got the largest library?
Well, Brian, hands down, Sound Ideas has the largest offering of sound effects. These guys essentially gave birth to this industry. They're the ones who founded the sound effects industry. And so a lot of their libraries that they offer are acquisitions, so they're libraries that they've purchased through third parties or other vendors. But what we have is a new generation of HD sound effects. That's kind of our thing. And again, our slant is definitely more toward the sound designers, the guys that are looking for elements and things that they can use to create their own sound effects.
And you've got a fair number of products, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
How many is it now?
I don't know the official number for BlastwaveFX, but including all of the libraries that I've created, in my career, I'm at 665, which means that my next library will be library number 666.
Yes, and I can tell just by looking at your costume that you are going to be one happy camper.
We are going to do, I've got some things up my sleeve. It's going to be scary. Don't listen to this library with the lights off. Bring a friend. Yeah.
With when you're recording sound effects, I want to talk about the new stuff in a second. Oh, by the way, I understand congratulations are in order. We'd need to kneel as you walk in the room. You've been inducted into the Full Sail University Hall of Fame.
Yes, I was.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
A huge honor. That's
very
really
much
great.
so, yes. I'm very honored to
When
be
did you find out?
When did I find out? They announced it in the fall last year, but then they just had the induction ceremony like 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Did you wear a suit?
Of course not. Come on. I only wear a tie if somebody's getting married or if somebody died. Beyond that, I'm done with ties for a while.
So what have you got for us that's new?
We are working on Library 666. That is definitely, we've got a lot of prep work. And,
that's right.
Oh, go ahead.
No, your turn. It's your show.
And we are also going through BlastwaveFX. Our catalog is 65,000 plus sound effects. We've spent probably 6 or 7 months now, and we are going through every single file, and we're redoing all of the metadata. We're cleaning up all the metadata. We're recategorizing things, because at the end of the day, especially when you got a library that large, it doesn't do the end user any good if they can't find the sound. And today, they have to find the sound fast.
As someone who is wrestling with his own issues with media asset management, how big a team do you have combing through that metadata?
Actually, we are down to a team of 2. One main person is actually going, his nickname is Oz because he is the all and powerful. But that's Steve Pankatai, and he's going through every single sound. And then we do weekly and daily meetings where we sit down and I go, okay, let me see what you've got. And I kind of help direct him into, okay, we need to go this direction or let's change that to this. And so what we've had a problem in the past is when you have many people working on that, It's like somebody wants to categorize it as this, somebody wants to categorize it, and it just gets kind of muddled. So we said, nope, we're going to pick one guy. He's Oz. He's the guy for the job. So.
Whatever you're paying him, it is not enough. That is one.
He says the same thing.
That is one hard task. That's a lot of stuff, and it's so essential. And keeping track and assigning metadata is so critical to finding.
The trick really is to keep him happy, and that you just feed him Twix bars, and he just keeps doing a good job.
Whatever it takes. What website do people go to learn more?
BlastwaveFX.com.
That's all one word, Blastwave, BlastwaveFX, BlastwaveFX.com. The sound designer and founder of BlastwaveFX is Ric Viers. And Ric, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks.
Take care.
Cheers.
Neal is the product manager for Anton Bauer. You heard Pat Grosswendt talking about Anton Bauer from battery point of view. And now we get a chance to find out more about what Neal is up to. By the way, if you haven't heard of Anton Bauer, then you've just been napping for way too long. We got to fix that. Neal, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here. Thank you.
So because I wasn't able to describe Anton Bauer, because I was saying hello to you and putting on headsets and having my technical crew go completely berserk. Tell me about what Anton Bauer's doing.
Well, first and foremost, for those who don't know, Anton Bauer is the industry standard in mobile power for the broadcast market. We're really excited.
Now, mobile power, does that mean batteries? And why don't you just say batteries?
Well, it's a little more diverse than that. I mean, we power devices. People think batteries in the broadcast market. They think strictly cinema cameras. But we've branched out into all sorts of different types of products. We even have a medical division for some of our hospital clients looking to power mobile carts. But mobile power is all inclusive because we focus on the batteries and the charging techniques.
Charging techniques. Yeah. We got to put power back in the battery.
Correct.
That is a harder task than just taking the power back out.
Correct. Yeah, and that's actually something we've been focused on for over 40 years.
Well, one of the things I've been hearing a lot about is that we've sort of hit a plateau on battery technologies, that we want batteries to get smaller and smaller, but it's harder and harder to cram power into the batteries. So how are you solving that problem?
Well, essentially, we have the top-level engineering that's really made Anton Bauer the worldwide leader in battery technology. We're always constantly evaluating new battery technologies, different chemistries, even different types of cell configurations. So, for example, our new battery line is our digital battery series, which is actually doing very, very well. It's a new style, generation of lithium-ion technology, meaning that we take just the best quality cells we could find. They're computer balanced and matched for output. They're actually pretty cool. They're doing very well. These battery cells are actually warranted to 1,000 cycles, which is kind of unheard of.
Now, what's a cycle?
A cycle is basically a discharge of the battery and recharge. Typical use of a battery would count as a cycle.
So if I used one battery a day, then you charge it every night, so it lasts for about 3.5 years?
Yeah, it could. Typically, it depends on the battery type. Historically, lithium-ion has been one of the battery chemistries that has had less life. When you hear in the market, people remember the old technology would last forever. Our new batteries, though, however, being high current, durable cells, are actually very long life. Many, many years you'll get out of these batteries. They're doing very well. We're already receiving feedback with how people are liking the new batteries, and they've been customers for years. And they say, well, I've had your equipment for many years, but really it's the same equipment.
Is lithium-ion as the current technology? Is that going to be with us for a while? Is there something on the horizon that you're keeping an eye on?
Well, lithium-ion is a generalization. There's different chemistries. There's lithium, cobalt, and manganese, different chemistries involved. Lithium-ion is the go-to technology right now because it's lightweight, energy dense, very, very powerful, and that's basically what you're seeing now. You still see some nickel metal hydride, which we do offer.
Which is the older technology.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But lithium-ion, is it as, because I know there's issues in terms of shipping it from point A to point B.
Right.
But it's got the most power for the least amount of space.
Right. Yeah. There's different levels. The TSA regulations change frequently. We offer batteries that you can travel with, you can fly with, you can ship, and then some larger batteries for local use that they're Class 9 hazardous, but you can definitely use them and transport them by ground transportation.
Now, what makes these so temperamental? I don't know of a better word at the moment.
Lithium-ion is a very volatile chemistry. It's a flammable chemistry. Now, that actually brings a good point to something I wanted to touch on, is our focus on safety. Our batteries are the safest batteries in the market. We have actually put a lot of engineering work into electronically and physically making these the safest batteries in the market. What that means is that if you were to look at the new batteries and their construction, which you can see on our website, antonbauer.com, you'll see that the internal cell packs are actually individualized cells protected by a honeycomb pattern with spacing for airflow. This means that any kind of severe impact damage would not affect the cell pack. You may have heard of batteries that literally explode. Our batteries cannot, because there's no thermal runaway. There cannot be any cascading through the cell pack failure. So they're very, very durable. I call them bulletproof. Even our engineers have gone so far as to drill into one of the cells to try to make the pack fail. I was there when it happened, and it was beautiful because we didn't know what would happen, but we were out in the parking lot throwing this thing around with a nail in it.
You don't know what's going to happen, and you're standing around watching. Now, there's a problem I've got with that image.
There's a confidence factor. Let's put it that way. We were confident, and we were correct. Nothing happened. And that's what makes our batteries so special, is that people know when you get Anton Bauer, that's the quality of it.
And what have you got that's new?
Well, this year we have 3 new features we're really focused on, one of which involves the safety. We involve the new fuse link technology in our batteries, which is basically an added protection circuit in each battery. So if you do have an extreme impact or piercing of a cell, it does not affect the rest of the pack. It shuts down. That's a major safety feature that we're really proud of. We've also released our LP series chargers officially. Those are our low-profile chargers. So we have these beautiful, you may have seen our Performance series. They're portable, fully digital touchscreen display. But some of the rental houses have requested a more low-profile version for shelving, maximization of space, and so they could fit it in their cases. So we've brought that series along, but it still incorporates the green charging technology, which is super efficient. It's actually saves energy because it utilizes all the power in the power supply by redistributing the power to the remainder of the batteries on the charger, so it's faster and more efficient.
And your third?
AMS, Asset Management System. Now this is really cool. We've actually taken a step beyond. All of our chargers have a Wi-Fi module included, so if you have our chargers, you don't need to buy anything else to utilize the Asset Management System. What it is it's a cloud-based data storage. So as these batteries sit on the charger, they keep basically transmitting their data to the cloud. So what happens?
Cool.
Yeah. So if you're a large fleet of batteries, if you have thousands of batteries, you can literally manage them, manage the health, run reporting, receive alerts.
Part of the Internet of Things. Where can we go on the web to learn more about your gear?
What you want to do is go on antonbauer.com.
That's ANTONBAUER, AntonBauer.com. Neal Laneville is a product manager for Anton Bauer. And Neal, thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you.
I've got a ton of brand new training videos showcasing all the new features in Final Cut Pro 10.2, and they're all available today. In fact, we've updated our entire Final Cut training for this release. We added more than 70 new movies covering every major and minor new feature in the software. Then I figured as long as I was recording, I added new techniques and new ways of working that I've discovered and written about in my newsletter over the years. We've updated our workflow and editing training with 31 new movies and effects with 41 new movies. This makes our Final Cut training the most comprehensive, most up-to-date, and most affordable way to learn everything about this amazing software. It's quick, it's easy, and it's complete. I'm proud of all of my training, and especially proud of this one. Get your copy today in our store at larryjordan.com, or even better, become a member of our video training library and get access to all of our training for one low monthly price. Both are incredible values. Thanks. At NAB, we are surrounded by gear, hardware, software, some of the latest technology on the planet, which is wonderful until you try to put it all together. And then you need an integrator, the person that understands how all this stuff fits together and makes it work together smoothly and efficiently. That's where Advantage Video Systems comes from. Jeffrey Stansfield is the owner and president of Advantage Video Systems. Jeff, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Larry.
So tell me, why did you start the company?
Well, I was working in the business, working for other retailers and working for other integrators, and I was doing all this work, and I was actually doing it, and I said, why don't I just do it for myself? And I really wanted to offer my clients much more than the other integrators and other resellers can offer. I wanted to offer my clients a level of support and service that they couldn't get anywhere else. And so I started my own company and ventured off into this wonderful world of chaos.
Boy, chaos is the right word. When did you start the company?
2001 we started, September of 2001.
14 years.
14 wonderful years,
Okay,
yeah.
well, wonderful sometimes.
Sometimes wonderful, sometimes wonderful, yes.
Well, congratulations on surviving that long. And one of the things that I know that you do is you spend your time cruising the halls of NAB. What are some of the cool new things you've seen that have caught your eye?
Well, like Blackmagic has this great new set of converters that go into a rack mount thing. So when we actually just built Larry's new facility, and on the wall in the back of his facility is all these little converters for HDMI to SDI, and they were plastered on these boards, and we have that with a lot of our clients. But now you can put those into a rack system, so that's some very good stuff. There's, drones are flying all over this place. So it's like, it's just incredible. It's the year of the drones. VR is also a big thing this year. There's a lot of new stuff in virtual reality since, Yahoo and Google are doing billions of dollars into that industry. It's revigorated that industry, and so there's a lot of that stuff going on. Some of the new technologies in LED lights are getting better and better. White has always been a hard problem with LEDs, and it's always been a challenge for our lighting team, and so that's become some new technology in that. So
I was just struck with this idea of the drone. Some of the drones that we've seen are 8 feet across and holding full area Alexa cameras up 500 feet in the air. It's stunning what the new drone technology is. One of the challenges that we've got is the increasing shift to high-resolution images, which means that we've got to really build our infrastructure with 2K, 4K, even 6K images in mind. How should we plan our facilities? What kind of gear do we need to put in to support high resolution?
Well, there's a lot of different ways of looking at that, and a lot of different workflows. We're doing high resolution SDI is one of the things we're still staying with. A lot of people are saying SDI is dead. SDI, let's get rid of SDI. Let's go to IP and all this stuff. But we're hanging on. We're staying. There's some new ways that companies like Belden are working on new high definition Belden cables that can transfer higher definition, and a lot of the standards are coming out. So I work with SMPTE a lot, Society of Motion Picture and Television Engineers, and we're working on the standards for Ultra HD and all these. And so the technology that we're working on is going to change the way that all that is coming forth.
As one of the challenges that we had when we built out our studio, and we're grateful to your help for that, by the way.
Oh, we had a blast. It was really a pleasure.
It always has problems that you never expect, and it always has, you discover, hey, we can do this if we just do this one other thing.
Yeah.
So as the studio owner, what questions should I ask someone like you before we even start to make sure we're all on the same page? Or looking at it a different way, what problems can planning ahead prevent?
Well, definitely planning ahead is definitely what you want to do. You really want to, one of the things that people tend to do, and one of the issues is that they get this idea of what they want to do, and they go around to everybody around, they go around to all these different places. They go to B&H, and they go to the Marketech, and they go to all these different companies, and they pick out their gear, and then they come to us and tell us to integrate it and us to make it work. And it's not that I'm trying to make more profit for my company by telling us to come to us and let us put it together for you, but having one central place where you go to one person and put your trust in that person to map out and develop a solid workflow for you can really make a big difference. And then, whatever you're planning, if you say, this is my budget, look at going at least 25 to 50%, bit more than that, because there are always going to be, as little things that come up that you want to change and you want to things. And I also tell people, when you envision something, let's make one workflow, and then let's plan another in 6 months to change it around, and go and then go from there. So planning, and then stick with the plan and make that work, and it'll be a lot less headaches for you. And go with a single integrator, whether it's us or whether it's somebody else. Stick with one person. Put your trust in that person, and research that person. We've done a lot of infrastructure, a lot of workflows, a lot of broadcast facilities, TV stations over the years. Interview the person, just like they're going to be an employee, and find out if that person is a good and qualified individual and knows what they're doing, and then put your trust in that person and let them guide you, because we have the knowledge, we know the things and the questions to ask that you may not have thought about.
I think that's very true. I know the mistake that we made is we didn't clearly think through the workflow before we started. We were evolving the workflow, and it always evolves over time. But even so, a little bit more advanced planning could have decreased a lot of stress and shortened some of the deadlines.
Yes.
I agree with all of that. Jeff, where can people go on the web to learn more about the services you offer and the gear you represent?
So my website is advantagevideosystems.com. That's at www.advantagevideosystems.com, or they can call our 800 number at 800-287-5095. That's 800-287-5095.
That website is Advantage Video Systems, all one word, no spaces. Jeff Stansfield is the owner of Advantage Video Systems. And Jeff, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Larry.
Take care.
All right.
We continue our coverage of NAB with wrapping up this show, but there's still one more show to come at 4 o'clock this afternoon, also live streamed on nabshowbuzz.com. I invite you to join us for that. Also join us for our evening special report, posted around 7 o'clock. We have all new interviews. Every evening show is different from our live day shows. I encourage you to watch and listen to all of them to get full coverage of NAB. I want to thank our guests for today: Pat Grosswendt, co-founder and senior sales specialist for Litepanels; Ric Viers, founder and sound designer for BlastwaveFX; Neal Laneville, product manager for Anton Bauer; and Jeff Stansfield, the owner of Advantage Video. I want to thank Debbie Price, our producer for all these live shows, and our entire crew for putting it together. This is the Digital Production Buzz at the 2015 NAB Show.
I would like to thank Debbie Price, our event producer; One Beyond for the cameras and video streaming system; Advantage Video Systems for the onstage monitor; and our incredible BuZZ production team for making all of these shows possible.
The Digital Production Buzz at the 2015 NAB Show was made possible by supporting sponsors: Shutterstock, a global marketplace for royalty-free images and videos. With over 2 million royalty-free HD and 4K video clips, Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. And by One Beyond, leaders in digital video systems for streaming, archive, and storage. Additional sponsors include LarryJordan.com, helping media pros find work, improve their skills, and keep clients happy.